Welcome to Whatcha Makin, a podcast about sharing ideas, discussing the business of making, and connecting with the maker community. Your hosts are Alex Adams, an engineer turned furniture maker of Type A Furniture, and an alien pretending to be a DIY craftsman, Alex Duffey of Duffey Woodcraft. This is Whatcha Makin.
Hello, makers, and welcome to Whatcha Makin. This is a podcast where we talk all about what's on your bench, spotlight makers throughout the maker community, and remind you that the clay character Gumby gets its name from gumbo mud, a type of sticky mud from Michigan where the creator's car would often get stuck in. Tonight's main topic is creating knockdown furniture with a special guest, but more about them in just a moment. I'm Alex Duffey from Duffey Woodcraft, and you can find me on Instagram and on YouTube.
And I am Alex over at Type A Furniture on Instagram. And I didn't figure Michigan would have that kind of like sticky mud. I would have, when you were going that direction, I was thinking like the like stucco buildings in like the Southwest or something like that. So right. Michigan was not what I was expecting there.
When I was looking it up today, it was surprising to me too.
Cool. Well, for those of us who would like to become patrons of the show, you can head on over to patreon.com/whatchamakinshow and become a patron at various levels with different benefits. I think we highlighted those in the last episode, so I won't say it again. Just go back to that episode, which I think was episode 28-ish?
Yes,
okay, 28.
And for those who are watching on YouTube, you can already see our special guest. But for those who are listening, feast your ears upon our special guest tonight. You may have seen her in court before she started her very successful career in woodworking. Today, she builds incredible things from renovation projects to one-of-a-kind retail displays. She's the face of Makita, a fellow Next Wave CNC partner, and the Wonder Woman behind Knock on Wood, Florida, the one and only Yesi. Welcome to the show, Yesi.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm very well. Thank you.
Good. You've had a pretty explosive year. I was looking at your Instagram in the last year, you gained almost 60,000 followers. You started working with major brands like Next Wave and Makita. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into this world and kind of what's exciting right now for you.
Okay. As you mentioned, I come from a background of law. I practiced law for 20 years. So this was a complete turnaround for me. I started woodworking and started my own business 3 years ago, a little bit over 3 years ago. And it's been great. It's been a huge change, but all for the better. I started learning the woodworking aspect in 2016, so it's been 10 years now, and I did it as a hobby, doing projects at my house, DIY projects, learning how to make things, and throughout the years, I've learned, and I'm still learning till this day. But I feel like I've perfected my craft, my builds and everything that I build. So I am now running a successful business, and also sharing my work on Instagram, on social media, which has helped me grow my community, my audience, just, building and displaying and showing what I've built, but also showing some of the process. And I feel like in that aspect, that's what has made my account grow more this last year. This last year was crazy. I remember September of last year, I made a post because I was very close to my 2-year anniversary, my 2nd year anniversary. And I posted something like, I think I had like 300 followers to reach my 2,000 followers. So I was asking everyone to please help me reach that goal. And then after that, I think everything just was uphill from there. And it's just been nonstop, but very grateful. It's a great community. I have, lots of people that I've learned from here in this community, and I'm still learning. So it's been a great 3 years so far, and I'm looking forward to this year and what it has to bring.
So for those who are maybe wondering why I started talking about Gumby here at the beginning, can you explain the bit of why Gumby is relevant to you?
Well, Gumby was my favorite childhood cartoon or clay to watch on the show, to watch on TV ever since I was a little girl. And a very good friend of mine gifted me my Gumby about 3 years ago, and I just left it, like, it was right on the workbench and it was always there. I would always turn around and it was always there, and or I would move it and it was just never left my shop. So to me, Gumby was like my companion, my pet for the workshop. And then I just started sometimes taking pictures. I don't think initially I took a picture to post. I think it was in the background of one of my videos or one of my pictures, and somebody asked me about Gumby. And I think that's kind of when I introduced Gumby to my stories and to the shop. And it turned out to, this year I did a series for Christmas, and it was my Gumby on the Lumbee, which is like a version of Elf on the Shelf. So that went on for 25 days and that was fun. But yeah, that's the whole story behind Gumby.
We actually talked about it here on the podcast too, that the episode where you were interviewing Gumby for a job it's so funny. It was great content. You were really good at it.
Thank you.
Goofy,
that was fun. It was very goofy. Yeah.
Because was all of it pinned as one of the story highlights, or I can't remember how many of them were reels. Were they? Was it mostly stories?
For the usually
Gumby.
mostly, yeah, it's all stories.
Okay. Yeah, because you've got some specific like Gumby content, and then there's the 25 full days that were in the stories.
Yeah. Everything has been stories. The only one, the interview was, I did a reel for it. And that's the only one that's an actual reel. But everything else has been stories.
Nice. Bringing Gumby back to popular culture. I like it.
Yeah.
And Gumby is he's pretty darn close to Makita colors, right?
No. I mean, he's
Teal
green.
versus green. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell how bad
green,
I am
man.
with colors. But it's that that's darker green though.
Yeah, we've had this conversation before. Remember the Makita nail gun that you sent me a picture of, and you were saying something about it being blue or green?
Oh,
a while back.
I just now remember, vaguely remember that.
This was about a year ago.
Stuff.
I think you had just gotten it.
He's colorblind.
I was like, no,
that would
it's
be news
teal.
to me, but we'll have to ask everyone what color they think Gumby is, and it'll be the dress color now.
No, he's definitely green.
Bring that back.
He's green. Alrighty. Well, on that note,
what you doing?
So this week on our Whatcha Makin section, I'm still in the middle of Lego January. So for Yesi, right now for me, it's January is kind of my off time for making because we're through the holidays and I take a little bit of a break. And so my wife and I do Legos throughout January, and we build. We have separate Lego sets, but we just sit at the table, build our Legos, and listen to an audiobook. So I've almost finished the Big Enterprise D set. And then the other thing I've been making, this is weird, is ice cream. So for Black Friday, I bought an ice cream maker. And so I've been experimenting with different recipes. So far, Oreo ice cream is my favorite.
I thought for a second there, I thought you was Lego ice cream,
Me too.
kind of like how they have the
That'd be
flower sets that
horrible.
you're talking about. It's I was like, they have Lego ice cream. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, not edible Legos. But you probably could make them with Sweetie Tarts or something, right?
Yeah, you definitely could. Actually, no, we had.
Yeah.
I actually got something. It was the generic bricks that were like that in some candy bag that my son had
Right.
at one time.
Right.
But yeah, they break apart pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's funny.
But I am doing a couple of woodworking things. I'm getting ready for my next, one of my next YouTube videos is building a guitar that I've been working on, an electric guitar. So this past weekend, I went down to Woodwind. If you're in Portland area, Woodwind, his name is Mark. He's on Instagram. He's probably the best lumber in the area as far as pricing goes. He also just sells out of his garage, but he mills everything and dries everything himself. It's phenomenal. But I got a whole bunch of burley silver maple from him, actually a couple slabs of it. And so I'm going to use part of that for the guitar, and I'm going to dye it. I think I'm going to do a trans tint, either blue or teal, on it, so it turns a nice blue color.
Nice.
Yeah, and then while I was there, I also picked up a bunch of walnut because I will need to start making some Sasquatch stuff for the first week of February is Sasquatch Fest. So
Nice. Is that
back
for your
to the crazy
markets?
Bigfoot stuff. Yeah. We have at the end of or at beginning of February, end of January is Sasquatch Fest, it's a local huge event, and yeah, it's one of the markets I sell at, and so. It's actually the reason why I went to Workbench Con the first year is because it paid for that trip. So it's a good market and it's a lot of fun. So
That's fun.
Now, Can you tell us, does Bigfoot celebrate Valentine's Day since it's in February?
I mean, he should. I'm sure Mrs. Bigfoot would want a gift on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Just
we've
chocolate or
confirmed
something.
it. Yeah, we've confirmed it with Mr. Duffy that Bigfoot does celebrate Valentine's Day, which is a very important detail, I feel like.
A very important detail.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's all I've been making this week. Yesi, what are you working on in your shop?
That's fun. I like the fact that you're taking some time off or resting. I mean, this is your slower month, so but you're keeping yourself busy with the Legos and all the other stuff. That's pretty impressive. I want to have that extra time.
Yeah.
What a nice underhanded comment.
I want to have extra time. I am actually. Oh, go ahead.
What's keeping you busy?
What's keeping me busy? I'm starting a build here at home, which I started the week before, not even a few days before Christmas. But I need to backtrack. This project was meant to be worked on a year ago, right before WBC, Workbench Con. I started taking out the existing cabinets that were there, a desk, and the entire trying to take it apart to build. I want to make it functional. It's just a small space. It has a closet, which I tore about 2 weeks ago. I took it out. But I want to do built-in cabinets, storage, and sort of like a mudroom look. But it's not going to be a mudroom, but just make it functional. My house has very limited closets, like linen closets. So this is going to be a lot of space for utility, linen closets, all that stuff. So I started working on the project a year ago, and then I had to put it on hold because just work got busy, life got busy. So it just sat there the entire time. It was just a corner collecting things. And this year, at the end of the year, I said, you know what, I am going to go ahead and tackle this project now because I need to get it done. So right before Christmas, I was standing there looking at it, and there's just like one closet that was just in the way, taking up space. So I decided to demo it, removed it, retiled, and I built almost all of the cabinets. So now what's on my bench is more cabinets to finish up the project, and that's what I'll be working on the next few days, maybe the next week or so. And my goal is to finish it soon, hopefully, not have to wait another year.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for how it's going to look, and also just excited that I get to work on something, here at home for myself. I don't ever have that extra time. You see, this is the time that I could be resting or just relaxing and not doing anything, and I'm doing a project here at home.
Yeah, I get that. Even usually during my rest season, I'm usually busy with like my retail partners restocking after the holidays. Actually, and I didn't talk about this on the last episode. I just found out my main retail partner, which I sell a lot, she's actually going to be closed for the next at least 2, if not 3 to 5 months.
Wow.
We had a big rain and windstorm here, and it actually basically tore out a whole wall of her shop. And so she basically has to close as they rebuild part of the shop, the ceiling, the roof, and the studio next door or something too. So yeah, usually I'd be restocking. So now I get a break from that too, which not really excited about, but I'm more at least glad that she's going to reopen. So
Yeah.
do you have any client projects that you're working on?
I just finished one a couple days ago. So right now, at the very moment, no, but I do have some projects scheduled out, and they're just going to be like in 2 weeks. So I'm giving myself this week and part of next week to work hard and try to get this done, because then I have to start building again for customers.
Yeah. Alex, what are you working on?
I've got a few things. So I've got that order of serving trays and barbecue sets from that local jeweler who has like basically corporate gifts. So I'm working on the those cherry serving trays, and for those ones, in order to get the width of the single board that I need, I can't always get live edge, and live edge is what they want for that look. So I've been doing basically a simulated live edge on those boards. So that's what I excuse me, have been working on. The process that I use is I start with I just kind of clamp to the workbench with it a little bit over the edge, and then I use a Cuts All Extreme carving disc with a angle grinder to get the like shape, and I kind of try and like follow where the grain goes so that it at least kind of lines up with the grain, because someone who is working with wood would obviously see that it's not like a true live edge, but your average person wouldn't be able to tell the difference on there. So I get like the initial shape with it that way, and then I come in with my Rotex and go at like 80 grit and then 120 grit, and then I'll do a finishing pass with it once I sand all the other surfaces as well. So I try and keep the nice smoothing over finish sanding all at the same time. So I'm just getting the live edge on there right now, it's a very dust heavy procedure with, especially with, you're not like flat sanding on anything. So even if I wasn't using the shaping disc, I would still be getting sawdust everywhere. So I tried to get some of my dust collection like around that area ish to catch some of it, but maybe at best I'm catching like 10% of what's going around, because I at least angle it so that the sawdust is going down and not hitting it on the side of the shaping disc, so it like flies up in the air. But I mean, either way, I've got my full face respirator on because I just can't handle like getting sawdust in my eyes ever since my LASIK surgery, because I'm just super sensitive to like getting stuff in the eyes. So I've got that, and then I throw on my Calavera apron to keep the dust off of me, and then I got long sleeves on there as well. So making lots of sawdust and mess.
Do you like come back with a torch on the edges to simulate the darkening you get there at the live edge, or are you just leaving it what you've carved and smooth?
I just leave it as is. So, because sometimes there's a little bit of sapwood in there that's a little bit lighter. So, because usually I'm sanding down past, because sometimes you get that like, I can't remember what the name of it is. I think is the cambium layer that's between the like bark and the sapwood that like has that little darker. Like I usually sand past that anyway. So I usually don't have that on there to begin with. So anyway, I'm doing it in a couple of different stages, because the guy, he does the laser engraving on these because it allows him to have a little bit more margin on his end, which is completely fine by me. So I kind of have to like do this in stages, get some stuff to him so that while he's lasering, then I can do another batch of these. And it's gotten to so many more boards that I think I might actually start making some of these like blanks ahead of time. So then when the order does come through, I've got more time to actually do everything. So then I'm not crunched for time with, other projects or anything. Cause this is the third year that I'm doing this for them. So I'm like, it's been fairly consistent in that regard, as long as, he's able to retain that customer with those corporate gifts. Cause the corporate gift side of things has been a tough gig for a lot of people, just because you get a lot of people ordering, the like ready-made branded stuff that comes from wherever that can get a little bit dicey on quality. So, but I'll still plan on it, because I mean, the serving trays I'd be able to use anyway. So it's like a win-win either way. I get a little bit of inventory, or I get ahead on the next year's order.
Smart.
Yeah, so on other than that, I did actually order some cyber brick parts for some of the bamboo files for 3D printing with my son. Which, if you're not familiar, cyber brick is like their like motors and actuator kit that Bamboo has that people make models that work with it. So we've been watching a lot of the like robot battles, like BattleBots, and there's like other leagues and stuff. And my son's gotten interested in it, and there are a few like essentially like miniature BattleBots that you can print off, and so you need some of these motors and stuff to like do the things that the robots do, because you're essentially able to make your own RC car with, you know, like a flipper or whatever.
Nice.
So cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So there's a couple of ready-made files on there where I'm hoping that we can get some of those, because the prints aren't super complicated. It's some of the assembly of getting the motors in there, and we'll see how much. I think it should be pretty light when it comes to like the programming side of things.
Do you you download the print, or do you design it? Any of them?
There are already prints that are
They're
out
already
there.
prints.
So
Okay.
I could design one, but I'm like, it doesn't make sense. And I got enough of these like kits so we can make multiple of them, because obviously if you're battling robots, you got to battle them against each other. And you got to have spare parts for when you break them inevitably.
Right.
But so we'll see once we get a feel for how this stuff puts together. Maybe I'll make some modifications to some of those. And we'll build something. So it's kind of equivalent to, well, not quite equivalent, but similar to like the Lego Mindstorm stuff, if anyone is familiar with that, where there's probably not quite as intense as the Lego Mindstorm, because there's a lot more programming and stuff involved. But I'm trying to capitalize on his like interest in the battling robots to get him to do something like constructive. So I'm looking forward to doing that with him. And then also on the 3D print side, the 3D printed shovel handle that I made that is going to replace the shovel handle on my winter shovel. I got that installed and put on. So it seems like it'll do the job and be okay. So saving my shovel for the inevitable random snowstorm that probably happens like late in the season. Because we've had like uncharacteristically warm winter so far. Like right now it's been like in the 50s during the day, which is probably cold for Yesi since she's down in Florida.
Yeah, I wish. I love that. That's perfect.
Yeah, it's good, but it's getting colder in the nights.
45 degrees and raining here. So
yeah. But yeah, and then the last thing, I actually came across have you ever seen those little like cheese like things that you take like a cheese wheel and you like put it on a spike, and then you've got this like rotating thing that like makes this like, they're like shavings of cheese. It looks
like a
almost
wire?
like the shavings that come off of no, not the wire ones. So
Okay.
it essentially looks like, you know, when you sharpen a pencil and what those shavings look like when they kind of curl up. It's kind of like that, but it's with cheese.
Ooh, nice.
So it's like a kind of fancy way of doing your like cheese and charcuterie board party.
Yeah.
So I went to try and find these. People call them cheese shavers. It's also called I'm going to butcher this pronunciation. Giroli, Girolle. I don't know if that's like Italian or French or whatever. But I cannot find like hardware kits for it anywhere. The only one that I found has been on like eBay, but it's like from the UK or something like that. So I'm curious for anyone listening, if you happen to find a hardware kit that's from like a legit source, send us a message on Instagram or better yet an email at whatchamakinshow@gmail.com, because I want to find some hardware for this, and I have not been able to find it, and I desperately want to make this for the summer markets, because I think it's cool and it's like fairly unique enough that like someone would actually want it. Like it's head and shoulders above like a standard like cheese slicer.
I've never heard of
if you
it.
find one, if you find it and email it to Alex and it works out, he's going to make one for you and send it to you.
Oh man. That's only fair. That's only fair.
Hey, if you're making money from it, you know.
hey, I mean,
That's true.
yeah, whatever. I mean that would, everyone wins in that scenario, because it's kind of it kind of goes along with my goal where I've been trying to integrate a few more like small woodworking things for the markets, like in the summer months. This is me kind of like figuring out something that I want to make that's not the exact same as everyone else that has it at their shows. So
Yeah, something different.
so yeah, that's all I got.
Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it.
So that was what worked well in your shop this week. Alex, what didn't work well?
So my blades of my jointer had gotten dull after needing to push through all of that cherry for those boards. Because I could start to see, you start to get some of the, what's the, like when the cherry turns the color when it starts, because it burns really easily.
Right, it's turning orangish.
Yeah, it's that like dark kind of burnt color. So I'd noticed that, so I'm like, okay, I probably need to switch my blades on my jointer, because I don't think I've turned the blades on this helical head since I've gotten this jointer. So I'm like, you know what, it's probably about time. So like these blades, they bolted those suckers on hard. I was struggling to get them unstuck, and I actually broke the little like Torx bit thing. Like that thing like broke in half. And
Damn, dude.
Yeah, so I was like, what the hell? Because like, I mean, those bits are,
man.
What?
Soak some WD-40 in there first.
Well, yeah, I mean, so anyway, like, and I think I might have figured out what the issue is. So I think there are like, there's like the hex head, but I think there's also like the Torx. So I think I might have been on one of them and it was the other, and it was just enough of a difference in the geometry that it put more strain on that like little driver bit thing than it should have, because I was just doing it by hand. But it was still like way more difficult than it needed to be. And when that did break off, like the tip of that was broken off in the screw like cap head. And I was like, oh my God, if this is stuck in there, I'm going to be so pissed. Because that's going to be like, cause like, I don't want to have to drill this thing out and like try and get like another screw and replace it and everything. But fortunately, I was able to get a pair of vice grips, and like there's just like an itty bitty bit that was like sticking up from the screw head that I was able to like grab and just like slowly pull it out from there. So it ended up being a lot better than it could have been a lot worse. So it was probably the worst thing. And then, so recently I had our humidification added back into our central HVAC system, because my main shop space, it's in the basement space. And so that like humidity control had like broken over the summer, which it wasn't a big deal because it's more humid in the summer anyway. Well, now it's in the drier seasons, and I had someone replace it, and fortunately I was able to get him to move it so it wasn't like in the way of my walkway, because that was a big issue with the other one. It was like right in the path of where I normally walk, so I just hit my shoulder with it all the time. But anyway, I got this thing turned on, and
you wonder why it broke.
It was old. I was glad to see it go. But anyway, so being sick the past week, like I cranked that thing up even more to like the max setting. I was like, I'm gonna see what this guy can do. And today, my son came by. He's like, Daddy, the dehumidifier downstairs is frozen. I was like, what? So all the humidity basically drains down to the basement.
No.
So I have a dehumidifier in there all the time to make sure that it doesn't get like boggy and wet down there. And so that was the first time ever that like dehumidifier that was down there had frozen over. So it's like, okay, like I need to peel this back a little bit and let that thing, it's currently de-icing at the moment, where it's just like I'm letting it melt off. I'm not trying to like chip it off because I don't want to break anything.
Yeah. I like
hopefully
how
I can get that turned back on.
humidifying upstairs, but dehumidifying downstairs.
It's just so weird. It's like,
Jeez.
I think it's just, I don't know if it's like how the basement is sealed, But the other thing too is like this is like a 1920s house, so it's like I think there's just so many gaps that it just like so easily flows down. The humidity just seeps down. And I mean, fortunately, like the basement is like nice and sealed, like it doesn't leak, but it just holds everything. So that's why I need to have that down there to like keep the humidity controlled, which it's not a bad thing because if I have the dehumidifier down there, I keep the humidity at a pretty constant level. So it's very consistent for my projects. So I don't get any like warpage that's happening, you know, in between projects that makes the joinery like terribly worse. So
Yeah, it's bad.
so yeah, that's what's been breaking in my shop.
Jesse, what about you?
I don't know if I've been breaking or is how it's happening, but I've been using the Kreg Foreman pocket hole machine, and I've gone through 5 of the drill bits. Have you ever used the Kreg pocket hole?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know.
I've
you
just
did
only
that.
used
you
like
know,
the super cheap
It
one.
has like, no, it's like, and it has like the tip. The tip is just like breaking off.
Is that the one
and-
where it's got like the motor built in with it, or
Yes.
is it okay?
Yeah. It's like the big one. I mean, I have the smaller ones, the handheld that has like a clamp, and you actually put the drill bit in the drill, and then you do the pocket holes.
I
But
wonder
this
if
one
the
is
shaft is bent.
I
Could
have
the
no
shaft
idea.
that bit connects to be bent, and it's creating a vibration.
Yeah, it's
which
like
is
a little
breaking
like a
those?
little wobble.
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I've been using it a lot, but I shouldn't have to go through 5 drill bits
No.
in a week or in a few days, actually. So it's been interesting. Yeah. So
That's
I went.
expensive too.
Yeah, they are very pricey. I went through maybe 5 or 6 different pieces that I was able to drill the holes for, and then when I went to turn it on again, I just heard it snap. I was like, oh goodness. I changed it out, did a few more pieces, and within like not even 20-30 minutes later, it broke off again. And I was just like, oh my goodness, what is going on? What am I doing wrong? I took it apart, I checked it. I have no clue why they're snapping so easily. Yeah. So that's been frustrating. So now I'm using the manual one, and it's been fine.
Interesting. How long have you had that machine?
Like 2 years.
Oh, okay, so it's probably I'm guessing it's probably past warranty then.
Probably.
I'm guessing they probably have
no
like
idea.
a 1-year warranty on it or something
probably,
like that.
Yeah. It's been 2 years or close to 2 years. So yeah, I haven't, I mean, I have no idea. I haven't done research or checked online to see if other makers or other people are having the same issues, but
I think Alex is
knows?
onto something with like checking the alignment, or if like a bearing is like worn out. Because if it's not turning straight and it's just off cantilevered, you kind of get that wobble happening, and then you get more stress on the edge of that drill bit tip. So that, I mean,
right.
honestly, it sounds reasonable, like a reasonable reason it would happen.
Right.
Well, not
last
reasonable,
drill
but like
press-
plausible.
My last drill press, I had to replace the Jacob's truck on it because one of the teeth was slightly bent. So it was anytime I put a drill bit in there, it was just slight, like 1 degree off. But that was enough. Once it creates enough friction and enough heat, it would snap the bit. So
that could be it.
That's my original thought. Especially if it's only happening with this one.
Yeah, it's only happening with this one. So yeah, so that, and then I just finished a build. It's a display wall or backdrop for an event, and for whatever reason, I've done the awnings on the display. Like it's a scalloped awning that lays on top of the display. Kind of, it mimics like a little storefront or a little bakery, something like that. So I was building the framing for the scallop design, and everything is just a bunch of angle cuts, 45-degree angle cuts in this. And it's just, I don't know why. It just was not working. You know, sometimes you're in the shop, you've done this 100 million times, but there's always this one time where you just get stuck. And I was so frustrated. I was just about to be done with this project. I'm like, what is going on? I've done this so many times, and why can't I get it to all fit perfectly fine? And so that was a little frustrating, but I finally figured it out. I got it. Turned out good. It looks pretty. No one will ever know. Well, now everyone's gonna know, but still, it's just
no one's gonna know
those things. It's just so frustrating. But
yeah, no one will find it. It'll be fine.
No.
no one listens to our show. It's okay. No, seriously, we thank you, each and every one of you who are listening.
And if someone finds out, Yesi will just sue you, and it'll be done.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
But yeah, that was my two frustrating what's not working in on my bench.
Yeah. I haven't been in the shop, so I haven't been breaking anything, though we did inside the house break. My wife had some of these, and I'll just move them in front of the camera. These blinds that we use, blackout blinds that are the cellophane, or not cellophane, the circulose, whatever. Anyways, they're blackout blinds. She was pulling it down, and the bracket at the top just broke in half, and it's just a cheapy plastic bracket. So what pisses me off about this is that those brackets are not standardized whatsoever. And when we moved into this house, we were on a budget, so these are just Home Depot brand.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Home Depot brand has discontinued these blinds, and now they have a new version of it which uses a different bracket. So because it's just the bracket, I had to buy an entire new set of blinds. So instead, probably 10-cent piece cost me $60.
Yeah.
So
I guarantee if you would have looked up something on the Bamboo Handy
Yes!
app, there probably would have been something you could have 3D printed.
I'm sure there probably would have, but that means I would have to have a 3D printer that I would trust to actually work well.
See, now
I was just going to
take this
ask,
to
do you have
Victoria
one?
and you tell her this is why we need a 3D printer. Like, I just saved a shovel.
$500 Bamboo, $60 blinds. Yeah. I don't know.
Hey,
it is on my list.
My wife, she's gotten accustomed to looking through models on the app of things. She's like, hey, can you print this? Like kitchen gadgets or like other things. Like, so she has some workout classes that she teaches. And so for the holidays, she wanted me to print some of those little, they're like the little Christmas tree cakes, the like white ones with like the red and then like the green sprinkles. So we made like tree toppers for people who came to a workout class. So like she's seen the value of like little fun things that she gets to make. So just gotta ease her into the idea of it. Just like have her download the Bamboo Handy app on her phone, and she'll just start seeing stuff that she wants, and it'll become less of like an argument and more of like okay, we should get this like relatively soon.
And honestly, there is no argument. It comes down. It's her comment is if the business is paying for it, who cares? But my comment is I have bought 2 3D printers over the last 5 years, and both of them have sucked so damn bad. Though they both have not been Bamboos, they've both been Enders, and I got burned twice by Ender. And so I'm like, do I just suck at 3D printing, or does Ender just truly suck that badly?
Oh man!
So
I was surprised you didn't have one. Yeah.
We'll see. I'm gonna
we'll
get
you
this one.
We'll get you back into 3D printing sometime soon. We'll get
There's
there.
so many things out there to print. It's so cool.
I know, and I am so excited. Like actually, so when I first got this for giveaways at my market, I was printing off rape whistles as keychains, so people could literally just take one for free, because I'm all about safety. I'm like one of those, like I just had a bowl out that would just say, it was said emergency whistle on it, and said, take it, put it on your keychain. You have an emergency whistle, and it's free, and I don't care, and so that's what I was using my 3D printer for the longest time for. I still have like 300 of them printed somewhere.
Of the whistles?
Of the whistles, yeah, because I just printed them in big batches. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I've been breaking this week.
Somebody's watching me. It's my anxiety.
All right, So what we've been watching this week. So my first one is actually not something you're going to watch. It is something you're going to read. And I recently discovered We Are Makers. This is a quarterly magazine that comes out, and it is made by makers. And I'm trying to show it here on the screen. And it's literally just stories about other makers. Like this guy's here is making trumpets. And it's just really beautiful photography, really great journalism. And they just, they highlight, at least in this article or this magazine, is what 137 pages, and I think they highlighted at least 15 different makers, and they're all across the world. And these two will travel and interview people as well. I just found out about this, so I just subscribed to it. It's quarterly, so this was 16 episode or magazine 16, and it the 17th edition will come out in Q1 of this year. So.
Because they're based out of, is it Scotland?
No, they're here. They're here in the States.
Huh? Where did I remember looking at their
and Jack Linney.
I could have sworn when I went to their Instagram,
no,
I saw.
They're based in the UK.
See,
wait,
I was
that's
right.
Craftsmanship Packaging. Hold on. Where are they based? This is printed and Manson Group in the UK. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't read the where it was printed page.
You guys should read this. I don't read it.
No, I read the articles, and the articles are amazing. I just didn't read, the copyright page.
Who reads that?
You call yourself a true fan.
Right.
You got to read every single word front to back.
And because so much of us, when we think makers, especially here in the States, we think metal or wood. There's so much more in this art, which I really like that they really highlight that. There's so many different varieties. Like I said, a trumpet maker. They had one person in here who, here we go. He's in Japan, and they were calling him the clay custodian, and he does, very beautiful pots.
That's cool.
And they had a stamp maker as well. And so, yeah, it's a really cool magazine. Highly recommend you subscribe or check them out on Instagram at We Are Makers.
Well, and they actually have created like I don't know if it's like a scholarship or a grant or something like that, where they take the revenue for it and they directly put it back into providing that grant to makers. So they've got some good.
They just started it.
Good stuff going on.
And it's the last page on here is about the very first recipient of it and who got it and so on. So
yeah, they've got I think they've got tiers where they say like, if we reach this many subscriptions, we're going to add this many more of those grants that we're issuing out. So it's really cool. It's like the transparency.
Yeah, they said it's basically 20% of every quarter funding goes to the grant. So
that's awesome.
Money well
That
spent,
is
in my
cool.
opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yesi, who have you got?
I've been watching or searching on YouTube for tutorials on how to mount or install undermount sliders for cabinet drawers, because I've never worked with them. I've only used the side mounts. So I've been interested in the process and learning it. I'm not going to use it for my build here because I already did the drawers and I already installed the side mounts, but for the future. And I came across, I did not come across. I've been also watching JLM Woodwork, Justin Metzler. I don't know if you guys follow him or not. He has a ton of tutorials on his Instagram and on YouTube on how-tos. And I found him. That's how I found him, because it was one of the undermount installations for the drawer mounts. And he's just I love the way he explains things, the way he does his videos. Recently he built in his shop like a wall, and he started this, I think it was probably a few weeks, a project where he was showing how to frame the wall, put up the drywall, framing a window, and then framing and casing a door, how to install a door, like with the hinges and everything. And then finally just putting trim, like doing an accent on the actual wall. So this was like a whole wall. It looked like a set of a movie. And then once he was done with this project, he took the wall and he broke it and threw it out. I was just like so sad. I was like, that was a pretty wall. Like, how can you get rid of it? But he did it as a display to show his audience and his followers, you know, how to build this and how to do that, and how you would install a door the proper way, how to install framing and casing and all that, door jamb. So I thought that was very interesting, and I've been watching a lot of his videos on YouTube too, just learning from him. So it's a very good maker to follow.
Following because
he's amazing.
Sounds great.
So did
Alex,
he do it? Did he destroy it in YouTube fashion and like blow it up with like tannerite or something? Just, like something huge, like I blew up this wall.
I was waiting for something like that, but all I saw, unless I missed it, all I saw was when he was he had a forklift and he was kind of taking it out in pieces, and he mentions on his stories that he was going to take it to his job site where he has a day job. So all the woodworking is kind of like his side hobby, or teaching. But I don't know how he disposed of or how he got rid of it. But yeah, it was sad to watch.
Yeah. All right. Well, first one that I've got, I'm gonna butcher the name because they are from Amsterdam. Their name is Jaren Ort. So their handle is at Jort Design, and that's spelled Joort and then design. So they made this cool like side table where it's called their like Nexus 4 is like the name that they had given it, and they had made it before, but then they swapped the materials on it and made the because originally I think the original one was like walnut top, and then I think it was like oak legs, and then they swapped it. So then the legs were walnut. So think of just like a normal like side table, just like squared off legs. But he added a piece to it that it starts at the feet, like the same. And then this just like 1/8-inch thick wood. It kind of just goes out from there. And then it's actually inlaid into like the side of the side table. So it's just got this like beautiful crafting with it. And one challenge that they said that they had with it was the bending of those like walnut pieces that had that curvature on there, because walnut is not a particularly easy wood to bend. So it turned out really great, and it definitely took a little bit of mastering to get to the shape that they actually wanted.
That is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. My next one, again, another show and tell. This is the week of books for me. So
Can you read it to us like a first grade teacher where you're like, show the
I
class?
should, because this is a kid's book.
I like
How
that.
about that?
So this book is called Timber Mountain. This is from my friend at Sawdust Imagery. He is in Northern California. Lenny makes some just incredible walnut, not walnut, old growth redwood burl robots. And here is a lovely picture of one of these robots.
That's so cool.
I remember talking about these before. They're really cool.
Yeah,
Oh, that is cool.
So over the last year, he has basically made a bunch of these robots, but this one in particular, whose name is Timber Mountain. And he's taken photos of them across the workshop and then out in the world.
That's cool.
And he also made this wooden crow as well. And so this whole book is about a story of this robot who's trying to find his tree.
That's
tree he
so
comes
cool.
from.
I love that.
And where he lives. Like, look at this butterfly.
Oh,
Look
I
how
love
cute
that.
Yeah, I love that.
That is awesome.
And so the story is amazing. So he self-published this book. He actually originally had a deal with a publisher, and he didn't like the quality of the prints that they were doing. He said it looked really crappy, so he decided to scrap that and do it himself. And so, yeah, he has made this amazing kids book. So if you have a kid in the family or just honestly want to support another maker, really check this guy out. It's Sawdust Imagery. It's an amazing book.
Where is
Sawdust
he?
Imagery is his Instagram.
Yep, Sawdust Imagery. Yes, is his Instagram.
Okay.
And just
Does he have a website he's selling those through?
it's his website, sawdustimagery.com.
Okay.
But if you go to his Instagram, the link in the store or at the page takes you directly to the book.
Awesome.
Yeah, and he also sells wood too. So this is a guy I've talked about on the podcast before too. Whenever like a big storm rolls through Northern California, he then goes out and walks the beach and finds old growth redwood burls that have washed down the rivers and out onto the beach. And so he collects the wood and then gives it new life in the form of these robots and creatures. So
That is cool.
He's an amazing creator, an amazing photographer, and this isn't even his day job. He's a nurse. But he's an amazing person too.
That's so cool. So
yeah.
cool.
All right, Yesi.
I discovered a few months ago a new maker in our community, and he's, I think, like I said, new to me. I feel like he's brand new. Probably like he had 200, 300 followers. And when I first saw one of his posts, I was like, who is this kid? He has become my favorite new maker that I found online on Instagram. His handle is, I don't even know if I'm saying this right. I don't know what his name is, but it's Naish Browns. It's spelled Naish Browns. And he's so creative with everything he does. I mean, he built a lamp recently.
I'm seeing the lamp.
Yeah, he's just the way he puts his content together. Yes, he's just he makes it so fun. He's so talented, and his videos are so fun. Yeah, yep. Yeah. That was a cheese, something with
a cheese lamp.
Yeah.
So he's got the music that lines up with that. So he actually follows the storyline. He's got like props and stuff in the shot, and I when I see his stuff, like I love it because I think he's like. Is he like at a ski resort or something like that? Because I think he's got some other like stuff that he shows like skiing and other things. So I don't know if he's like in the Rockies or something like that. I saw recent posts
of skiing, but I don't know where he's out of. But he's just so creative, and like you said, the props, like, so depending on the song that he's using for his reel, he has like a random lamp on the table saw, or you have to watch his videos. They're so entertaining, and he's so talented. And I'm like,
God,
this guy is going to blow up. Is he really?
He's near me.
No
yeah, he's
way.
in. He tagged one of his skiing section is in White Salmon, which is like 30 minutes away from me, up the mountain.
Oh my
about
gosh!
that?
One of his posts was the Cascade Snack Shack, which I assume means the Cascadia up there at Mount Hood. So, yeah, he's probably a Portland area guy.
That is, yeah. I'll have to message him and ask him, because I've talked to him. We've messaged back and forth here and there, but I don't even know what his name is. He's just very talented, very fun to watch.
Yep, he posted another picture of first time kite surfing after living 5 years in the gorge. He's in White Salmon. Yeah, he's 30 minutes away from me.
That's so cool. That is really cool.
Nice. All right, next one that I've got, so this is Elizabeth Weber, and her Instagram handle is Icosa_woodworks, and that's ICOSA is how you spell that. And she made these, they're top towers, which they're also called a Turmkreisel. I don't know if I pronounced that right. So it's basically like, it's got essentially a base, and then you've got a top that spins on there, but then when it gets that perfect momentum, it like kind of goes around sideways. If you've ever seen those like gyroscope looking things that kind of like they go around. So the base of this is like this really like rich dark green color, And then there's like I don't know if it's like wood burned in there, like all the dimples and stuff. And it's got these like texture in it that I don't know if it's supposed to be the stem of the plant, but then the top itself, it looks, it's not exactly a hibiscus flower, but it's similar to that, and like with how the petals look and the color. And then like the stem of this flower is like the top that you the portion that you spin with your fingers. And it's just really, really beautiful. Like the colors on it just pop, and it's just really awesome. And they had said in there that they didn't use any like magnets or anything like that. It's all the like the geometry and the physics of the piece itself that gets it to like do that top that spins around in that like sideways motion that gets it to keep on going around the base.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. So cool.
It's just really, really well made. So good work, Elizabeth. Looks awesome.
Very nice.
My last one is from, I apologize if this is wrong, but Slopes McGee, SLOPSMCGEE. He actually made Woodworking with Lego, and actually it's a collab with him and Lego. And I'm going to show it on the screen right now for those who can see it. Everything he does here is made with Lego. He made a lathe from Lego, and it's all stop motion. And as he goes through, like, all his tools are made from Lego, and he's like cutting the wood. Like, the amount of time and effort that went into this is incredible. With a bunch of different camera angles, and again, fake little tools that he's made, and he's like pretending to lathe it. And every time he does, like, if you watch, the Lego pieces all change.
Yeah, and he's got the shavings that pop off in the air.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he's making chess pieces is what he's doing. And now he's like hand carving a horse or a knight in sandpaper.
From Lego pieces.
Yeah, from Lego. So, sorry, my ring. Yeah,
wow.
It's all from Lego. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, wow. Good on him, and one huge collaboration with Lego, but yeah, an amazing little digital creator. He doesn't do a lot of like maker stuff. He does more of like digital creator videos, but that, as far as on the woodworking side, was just well done. So
yeah, that is cool.
Yeah. Yesi, do you have any more?
No, that's it for me.
I've got one last one. I know you mentioned Mark at the very beginning over at Winwood LLC. So he did a recent post that was absolutely hilarious, where he did like an average person like selling a piece of wood versus like an influencer selling a piece of wood. And he like, oh my gosh, like when I first saw that reel starting, I was like, oh my gosh, you need to do like the tappy finger things for like the ASMR stuff. And he did, and I was like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted. And he did some other like trendy influencer things on there that you see on just every type of influencer platform.
What's his
name? He just posted in his story, by the way, that Kutzall commented on him. And he's like, we'll sign you up for the Kutzall UGC. And he's like, honored to have Googled that acronym. His handle is Windwood_LLC.
Yeah, there's the underscore that's in there. So
he's a lumber guy. He'll ship global, or not globally, domestically, because people will buy pallets from him. But like you'll see on his page, like he just does it. But his prices are, again, some of the best around. But he's also one of the funniest people you'll ever meet, and he makes these hysterical reels about mainly making fun of influencers, which is so good.
No, those are funny.
I love it.
Oh yeah, but honestly, like the inventory that he has, like the amount of figure and curl, like, which I mean, it kind of ties with like Winwood, of like, it's the kind of stuff that you would want for lutherie, for, you know, making guitars and stuff with like that level of figure. So he's just got amazing stuff. I was like, I need a reason to be able to like order something from him that's just phenomenal, because we're talking like,
I was just there this weekend.
That's so funny.
You picked up some new material.
Yeah. And it's funny because he just sells out of a garage that he actually rents the space. But there is so much. He's probably got, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 board feet of walnut just sitting up against the walls.
Oh my God.
And just so much more. And he's got so many more logs that he's still is sawing and cutting. He hasn't even bought logs in a year, and he's still got so much.
Yeah,
inventory.
I remember seeing the post where he's like, I just haven't gotten any new logs because I got to focus on selling the inventory that I do have.
That he
Because I completely
has,
get it.
yeah.
Like, it's a lot of work.
Technically, he's quit buying. He's done, and he's just going to sell out what he's got, and he's not going to do this anymore. But when he says that, like, he's got 3 or more years of wood left because he's bought so much. He bought so many logs to begin with, and has to mill and everything. So,
And he's near you?
yep, just south of me. So,
That's awesome.
yep, I'm very lucky in my area.
Yes, you
for wood.
are. You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like everyone lives by Mr. Duffy. It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, they're
Yeah,
just
all the cool people live by you.
yeah.
I was like, very few people live by me, but I'm lucky with the wood dealers.
That's
So-
good.
I was like, Alex, you pretty much have everybody because you're in the Midwest. So,
Yeah.
Who?
yeah.
He said, who?
Sorry, Dan and Braden.
Anyways, and on that note,
How the hell are people not gonna know who I am? I'm Gumby, damn it. Let me tell you something. I saved this damn show from the gutter, and it's thanks to me. This is the thanks that I get for saving the show. Shame on you, Lorne Michaels. Shame on you, NBC. Shame on you.
the only clip of something around Gumby I could find other
Oh
than,
my God.
the really high pitched voice that Gumby has. But that's, that is from SNL, and that was the Gumby
That's
skit.
funny.
Which,
Yeah, I have never watched that one.
yeah, it's that's one of the more recent ones. Is when he came back on as Gumby, so it was a lot of fun.
That's funny.
Anywho, tonight's main topic is all about knockdown furniture. So what we mean by knockdown furniture is that is temporary furniture, things that you put up for an event, put up for a retail spot, something like that, and then need to be able to easily assemble it and disassemble it. So yeah, that's our main topic tonight. And Yesi, the reason why we chose this topic was because we know that you've been creating a lot of those mobile bars and kind of retail space looking things. Tell us a little bit about that. That's newish for you, right? You got into that recently this year.
Yeah, this year I've done a few in the past years, but here, like a couple sales here and there, but this year I picked up a lot.
Nice. And how did you get started making that?
So I got started, I had built sort of like a mobile bar for myself when I was doing markets. So I was doing markets last 2023 and part of 2024. And in that market, you meet other vendors, you meet other businesses. Everyone would come by my booth and ask, "Hey, where did you get this booth, or where did you get this stand, mobile bar, whatever?" I mean, everyone calls it a different thing. And I let them know that I build them. So that's kind of how the word started spreading. I built a couple for different vendors in the different markets that I did, and then that just kind of trickled on. People would go and see it, and other vendors would see the mobile bars in their booths, and I started getting leads on it, calls on it, and I started picking up on sales. That's how my sales started picking up. But that didn't happen till like a year after. I stopped doing the markets just because it's been so busy. And after I stopped doing markets, that's kind of where it picked up with the mobile bars. So
because you're selling to other vendors, do you find, like, I know because I get people will ask me, "Oh, can I make this for them?" and stuff, and I look at my cost and I give them my what it would cost me and stuff, and I get a lot of, "Oh, I didn't realize it would be that much." Do you get a lot of that because they're vendors? Because as bad as it sounds, vendors we typically need as cheap as can be, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'll get it here and there. And when I first started selling them, it was just, I would get an inquiry through Instagram, and I would gather the information, send them, what description of the bars, and send them the price. And it just started getting busier and busier. And I said, okay, I'm going to have to put this on my website. So I'll lay out on my website the bars that I offer, the different sizes, and a price list. So if you're interested, you can go to my website, and you can sort of like build your own bar, and you'll see the prices there. So if you continue to order request form, at least you already know, okay, this is what I'm looking. They know in advance, this is what it's going to cost me. It's not like they're going in blindly and then they're like shocked when I give them the price of the bar. So
Yeah,
that's helped a lot.
And that's great.
Oh, that's helped a lot, tremendously.
Well, because there's a wide range of, when it comes to like knockdown furniture, because what most people are accustomed to is like flat pack stuff that you get from like IKEA, which is like very, very economical stuff, versus I'm sure what you're building is a lot more robust than what people would be getting, because that's what people will immediately compare that price to, is like the quickest thing that they can find on whatever source that's not anywhere near the same quality.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, correct. But then from that market, from the vendor market, it started branching out to trade shows. So the bigger, the just bigger sets, like the not just the mobile bars, but the display walls for trade shows. And then when I started posting the bars just posting the builds, I would get a lot of inquiries and people asking me for the bars for businesses. So if you're a business owner and you sell coffee, or you're a bartender, or you a baker, whatever it is, you selling at markets, or selling or purchasing the bar to rent it out for events, for parties, for corporate events. I mean, that's what I'm getting mostly, the orders that I'm getting now. So I have a mix of everything: vendors, business owners, and those who are wanting to buy the bar and then rent it out, like as a rental party supply thing. So it's been,
Yeah, I can see
and
that
now I'm
making
shipping.
a lot more financial sense for them.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So I sell them locally here, but I've been shipping them out as well. So I ship all through the U.S.
So how standardized would you say those are versus, like, because you had mentioned that you've got a couple of, I guess trim levels would be a term to throw in there. Do you keep any like actual inventory, or are you just making it as those orders come in?
Depending on the upcoming builds, I'll bring in enough inventory to build the next 3 or the next 4, depending on what it is. Because I build them. So, for example, on my website, I'll have the styles and the colors of my typical bars. And if you want anything outside of the white bar, the black bar, or the natural wood slat bar, it would fall under the custom color category. So if someone wants, they have a specific branding or a specific color that they want it painted, that's more on the custom side. So I do those as well. But the standard ones are the orders that I get. So I'll get a white bar with a walnut top, or I'll get one of the black bars with a light washed oak top. I build those all out of plywood, laminated plywood. So the material is durable, so they're not painted. They're plywood finish laminated on both sides, inside and the outside. And then the top is also laminated, sort of like a laminated Formica wood grain look. It looks exactly like wood, but it's just durable. And a lot of the vendors that I have, which sell coffee and food, this is graded, it's food safe. So it's a top where they won't have any issues with the county if they have to, the health codes and all that. So it's gotten to that point where I have to check all that. So making sure all those things check off. So they're very durable, and you clean them easily. It's just they're plywood, so they're not super heavy, depending on the size. But depending on if they want a simple bar just to use as a stand at a market, I try to make those as light as possible, like 1/2-inch plywood, and make it look really pretty. But for those who are using it for purposes of selling or putting heavy machinery like the coffee makers and sinks, like the bartenders will have me do a cutout on the top for a sink. So those are all 3/4 inch plywood. So they tend to be, I want to say probably 130 pounds altogether, but it breaks down, like you said, it knocks down into 7 panels. So it's one person can take it apart and set it up in a matter of minutes. So it's very easy to assemble and break down.
Now, do you have a recommended way of them transporting that? Because that's still a good amount of weight. Do people like throw it in like a wagon of some kind, or have they found there's a best way to transport that? Because we've all been to markets where we've got our own different ways. Where like some of us are like, you know, you only set up in indoor spaces, whereas others like they need to be ready for like outdoor spaces. So you got to be able to go over like grass or potentially a little bit of mud or other stuff. So what you use to carry might be a little bit different.
Yeah, I've had some customers that have like you said, like a wagon where they transport it. If you're in a not a grassy area, but more of a flat surface, you can set all the panels up on the base where the wheels are. You can stack everything on there and kind of roll it. Not disassembled, like all the flat pieces, like a flat pack, and just
gotcha.
roll it to wherever you need it. That's another way, but that only would work if you're you're not going through grass or rocks or something like that.
Right.
If not,
And
then
I
you
mean,
just
because they're not super, because the wheels aren't super big. You'd probably be leaning over to
No.
be able to push that thing, so you wouldn't want to go super far. But you could.
Yeah.
I mean, because usually you're parking pretty close to the building that you're going into,
Yeah.
so you'd be able to make do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Go ahead, Alex.
so what? How did you go through a few iterations when you were designing this? When you were like, oh, this part comes together, and you're like, oh, I wish it would come apart a different way. Like, what was your design process of like getting it to where it was? Because obviously you said you started with what you wanted, but tell us about how you got to kind of the current version, some of the things that you may have tried that worked or maybe didn't work along the way.
Yeah, I feel like after every bar build, I came across something that I said, for the next one, I'm going to do it differently. For the next one, I want, and ideally, until I get exactly what I was looking for, I've made tweaks and changes to every single one that I built earlier in the year. And I want to say for the last 6 months, I've been very consistent with all of them. They're all built the same way. The only thing that I have not done yet is run my bar tops through the CNC, which is one of the reasons why I decided, okay, to jump into the CNC world is the countertop, set it on the CNC and have it do the cutouts for the trays. So a lot of the bars that I sell, they use them for serving, like charcuterie, like dishes. So there's a metal tray that goes into the, like there's cutouts, and they do metal trays, or they'll do a big tray with ice, for ice or for whatever, depending on the event. So it's just convenient to have that where it can cut everything out and then just have all those files ready to go. So it just, as I was telling Alex, it's been a challenge to learn the system and to learn Vetric so I can get all that rolling, but also time. It's been so busy, but eventually that's where I want to get. I want to be able to build the bars and then just have the CNC cut out all my tops and whatever layout I need for the cutouts. But I'm happy and I'm satisfied with the way, with the system that I have now for the actual build. I'm sure at some point I'm going to come across, where can I make this better, or what can I tweak to make it even better. But as so far, I'm very happy with the design and the mechanism and the ease of breaking it down, putting it together. So.
Mm-hmm. And then do you provide them with like a little instruction booklet of how to disassemble, or you just say, here's the link, look at this video?
Yeah,
so then
I do. I'll send them a video, and I also have a PDF or a form that I print out and I email them. And it has a step-by-step instruction on how to put it together, and everything is labeled. The panels are labeled panel 1, panel 2, the front panels, side panels. I mean, they're only going to need to do this once or twice. It's very self-explanatory. But I do provide that, and that includes the care, the best way, caring for your product, maintaining it clean and all that stuff. But I do include that with all my sales.
And then you had mentioned the trays a few times with the inserts. Is that something that they actually put in there and like they actually like seal it in there and it becomes part of that, or is it always pop out when it disassembles for them to knock down?
Yeah, they have to pop. Yeah, they'll set up the bar wherever, whatever event they're at, and then they'll just actually pop in the tray, put the tray in. If it's a cold, like if it's fruits or let's say cheese, charcuterie types of food, they'll the tray, like one tray will go in the bottom there's ice, and then another tray goes over that, and then that's where they put the food in to keep everything cold or cool. But when they're done, yeah, they have to remove everything. The trays come right back out. So the
Nice.
top will look like it'll have all the cutouts, just open.
Nice. So right now, how much of your time would you say is on doing some of the more knockdown stuff versus other things that you have on projects? Would you say the split would be on your time right now? Is it like a quarter of your time is spent on some of that stuff as of right now, or more or less?
More right now. I feel like in the past it was seasonal. It would start picking up at the end of the summer for fall markets, and then it would quiet down and then pick up again for spring. But last year it was, I don't know if it's just the number of leads, the number of businesses that started following me because of the product and sharing, the bars and just the word of mouth. I feel like this year was probably 50-50 with bar builds and then my custom projects. And when I say custom, I mean custom builds like furniture and, small renovations, laundry rooms and stuff like that, or desks, built-ins and stuff like that. So it's been 50-50. And this year I'm headed this probably the same way. It's already picking up so much with the bar build. So I feel like, okay, people are already starting to order and place orders for the spring market.
Well, that's good. The good kind of busy.
It's a good kind of busy. I love building them. I love my local customers and I love all my customers. Don't get me wrong. But I want to say the challenging, or not challenging, but not my favorite part is the packing and shipping. Getting everything and I went through so many changes with how I pack it and to get down to an actual, like system. And now I have a system in place, so now it's easier. But in the beginning, I was just like, oh my God, how am I going to get this in a box and the foam and the plastics and the everything? It was a disaster at first, but then I figured it out and I got all the stuff that I needed. And now packing is not so much of a headache anymore.
Yeah. Did you have any issues with shipping or damage at all, or did you get that pretty good the first time and get it in there nice and secure?
No, knock on wood. No issues as so far.
Nice. So are you gonna have your daughter start helping out with doing some of the packaging to earn her keep?
She has actually, over the summer, she helped out with the building part. She would come.
Oh, she did.
She was like, oh yeah. She was like, Mom, do you need any help? And obviously she wanted to earn some cash, earn some money to buy her things. And she was asking if there was anything that she can help with. And I said, well, I mean, other than, running the shop vac and cleaning up, putting tools away, I said, I can teach you a few things here and there on some of the bar builds. And I get an order a lot of the bar that has the slats, the wood slats. So I had her running all the slats through the router, like the trim router, just to kind of clean up the sharp edges, and probably 40 to 50 slats on one round and then another bar. She's like, do you have more? I'm like, yeah, I have another stack of 40 to do. And she would run all of them. She would run one side, flip it, do the other side. So she loves the router. She loves using it now. Sanding.
Oh, how about that?
I'll have her sand. And if there's anything that needs to be painted, she'll prime. And because they're all flat panels, instead of spraying it, she'll roll the primer. I'll sand it and then get everything ready for the final paint. I'll spray the paint on there for the custom color bars. But so that, to her, she loves doing it. So whenever she's in need of cash, she'll come around and ask, "Do you need help?" For the right price. For the right price, she'll do the job.
Yeah, depending on how many dollars per hour, we'll see.
Now, because she got her driver's license not too long ago. Is she trying to save up for a vehicle?
I hope so.
Win-win for you. She she does the work and then she pays for her own vehicle, right? That's a double win right there.
Yeah.
I hope she better be. That was the mom voice of she better be.
Yeah, she better be. Yeah.
Alrighty. Alex, did you have anything else on that topic?
No, I think I got all the questions that I had. Any other tips for knockdown stuff?
No, none that I can think of that was not covered.
Alrighty. Well, on that note.
Good news, everyone.
So, maker news. Alex, I'll let you start because I see this note.
Yeah, so we had mentioned Lego a couple of times. And actually, so Lego was actually at CES here, and they actually had an announcement where they are introducing what they call the Smart Brick, which is it's not quite as technical as like the Lego Mindstorm or the stuff that I'm doing with my son, but it's more of like an interactive play type of thing where there's like lights and sounds and other stuff that's integrated in it. So I mean, Alex and I both love Lego. My son loves building Lego, and so it'll just be fun to see how this comes into that space and how they integrate it, because I think the first few kits they have where they're introducing this is like I think it's a couple of different like Star Wars kits, I think is what they had. So it's supposed to make the once you build it more interactive and more toy like. So I think it'll be really fun to see what they do with it.
It's got lights in it. It has a gyro in it because it also has a speaker. So like as you say you have the spaceship and you're turning the spaceship, it'll make noises and it'll light up differently as the smart brick goes. And I guess the minifigure, the head and the arms also move, so he can be like, yay, as he's going around. So
yeah, because when I did a lot of stuff with Lego, like for me it was like I got all these Legos from kits. I would like make the thing and then it'd be like, okay, I'm done with this, I'm gonna disassemble it, and now I've got all these parts. And I would like make stuff, just with, based on imagination and whatnot. Whereas now, like my son builds it as like you essentially build the toy and like the end result is the toy, whether it's like a car that rolls or,
That's cool.
Other like, airplane, spaceship. So I think it really leans into that kind of play factor of like, it's almost like you're building the toy and now the toy has more features that make it even more enjoyable and fun to play with. So because it's nice when he builds these things, but now we have to like store stuff, and because he keeps them all together. So like we actually got, and my son was super pumped for this, so we got him, and this feeds in well with our discussion on knockdown furniture. So I'd gotten it was just some like cheap IKEA style like bench shelves for him to have to like display more of his Legos in his room. And of course that one was much inferior, parts and little frustration there. But we got it together so that he could have it. And so I'm looking forward to seeing this stuff because I want to have him get more out of it other than just like building it and then it just goes on the shelf, like being able to actually play for it, because Lego's pricey, so you want to get the most out of it. So I'm pretty excited to see where this goes.
That's cool.
Nice. Alex, I see you have a list of events here coming, but none of the closest one's not till March. So why don't we just mention that one and we can do the full list another time?
Yeah, that's completely fine. Mostly it's there for my own reference of what events are happening in the year, because obviously we're not going to like mention all the events every single time. It's more of like hey, here's what's coming up, because it's nice having an aggregate of all of these different fun maker events that are, different areas and different topics that are covered to find something that actually either syncs up with your schedule or melds a lot better with the type of stuff that you're doing. Because obviously there's more like hand tool specific events and more like CNC specific events, and then more just general woodworking events. So the first one, I think we had mentioned this one recently, is the Sparks and Sawdust that Alabama Papa Chad is hosting, that is in March. That's the weekend of the 21st and 22nd. I think that one is going to be limited for spaces because this is the first time that he's doing it. And that one, we confirmed, since he is Alabama Papa Chad, that it's in fact going to be in Alabama. So that's
at his house, right?
I think at his property.
Okay, yeah, at his property.
He mentioned where it was in there. I just can't remember the name of what he called it, but I'm assuming it's at his property. So that is the next upcoming one.
I will also just say that because we talked about him earlier, We Are Makers actually just posted edition 17 is going to print tomorrow, and it is coming out February 1st. So if you want to subscribe or get the newest edition, they said edition 16 still has a few left you can pick up, but 17 is coming shortly. So
wonderful.
And there we go.
Yeah, that's great.
Alex, how can people? Well, actually, first. Yesi, thank you so much for joining us. How can people find you? How can they support you?
I am on Instagram at knockonwoodfl. Same for TikTok, knockonwoodfl. And then I have my YouTube channel up, but not running. I mean, it's there. I haven't posted anything yet, but my goal for this year is to start posting videos on there. And that's Yesi Can Build That. YESI Can Build That.
I love that play on your name.
Thank you.
I love that so much.
And the fact that Taylor Swift wrote a song about you is even better.
There's a couple songs out there on Knock on Wood.
Yeah. And what is your website?
It's www.yesicanbuildthat.com.
Okay. I didn't know if it was that one or if it was the Knock on Wood one, so I just wanted to double check and make sure. So awesome.
Thank you for having me.
A little
it's
intro
been
video
fun.
on. Wait, Howie McCormick has a little video about you.
Oh yeah. That's my boyfriend. He does some of the video for me for some of the content that I do. He's a videographer and photographer, so whenever he's available and free, I'll have him shoot some stuff.
I was just subscribing your channel. Look at that. I'm subscriber 200.
I need to post. I'm terrible.
Hey, for not having any videos, you have 200 subscribers. That kills some people. So good job.
I didn't even know that, so thanks for letting me know. That tells you how much I go on there and check my own. There's no reason for me to check my own because I don't have anything on there.
Right. Alex, how can people support our show if they want to support?
You can head on over to Patreon at patreon.com/Whatcha Makin show. Help us keep the lights on for this podcast and keep it running so you have great entertainment. We hope this has been entertaining for you. It certainly is for me. So
that's all that's important.
Exactly. It's important that I have a good time. That's what it's all about.
All right. Well, in case always remember that.
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.